Welcome back to Wood Acres. Today we're adding new seating to the gardens. We are having a pretty beautiful Sunday today if it wasn't so windy. It was so cold last night that we even had a frost, and I'm hoping that was our last killing frost. The lupine actually bloomed right through it. Another reason to love the lupine. And the columbine, also blooming right through. And last video we were digging up some of these volunteers that we got from these reseeding here on the bank, and we moved them out to Mumbles Pond Bank. And we're gonna have to give them a few days to bounce back. Good job, Rufio. But today we're gonna work on something I've been thinking about for a long time, and I was able to pick up the last piece I needed to complete the project today. Pop, we're not going anywhere. I just have to unload the truck. I went up to my brother's this morning to help him clean out his calf pen, and while we were up there, I was able to pick up a stone I've been waiting to bring down here. Pop, my brother moved into my grandparents' house, and they have a bunch of foundation stone up there that he doesn't want, and I've been bringing it down here as much as possible, and that's actually what frames out our driveway. My dad's been bringing it down for a long time too, and it's hard to see because the hostas and lilies are coming in so strong, but we have them all the way down. And of course we framed out the koi pond with them as well. So we have a lot of the stone here, and I have more that we're going to be putting around Mumbles Pond. But there was one I spotted a few years ago that I knew would work perfect for some garden seating. Hold on, pup, we're finally getting my bench rock. It's been sitting here for a while, blocking the water coming down the driveway. But now we're finally going to get it into position. I'm Av. It's not going anywhere. Pup, so we finally brought down the last piece of the puzzle for the bench. This is gonna make a beautiful top for a bench. Pup, we're gonna need help unloading it though. It's kinda heavy. And we also have some work to do on location before we set this rock. Oh, the geyser. Gorgeous. And if you're wondering where we're going to be setting this rock, it's going to be down here on the outside of the garden. Fishies. I see you in there. Now, one thing about creating gardens is you can't make everything flowers. We need to make some spaces that also invite people to move around the gardens, because you're not going to be able to see everything from one spot. So you also need some other places that people are going to be moving around too. And as you're moving around, you might want to stop and enjoy the view. And what better way to do that than to sit your butt down? And recently we did put a new fence in here on the vegetable garden. And I've been thinking this is going to be a perfect spot to put a bench so we can sit down and enjoy the view of the pond, especially now that it's all filled up. And as you can see, I've been planning this project for a while. I even have one of the legs sitting here just waiting. I need to grab a second leg from the rock pile we have sitting over there by Mumbles Pond, and then we just brought down the top. But before we set the bench in here, there is some work we need to do on this outside garden edge. Pop, We have some extra dirt here I need to move from digging out the holes here to set the herb tubs. And now that I think the last frost might be past, we'll have to wait one more week and then we can get these herb tubs sown in. We can have some herbs start growing. But I need to clean up that pile of dirt so we can finish the garden edge going over to the gate. We're gonna have to chop all these weeds down, and then I think it's finally time we can cover this garden with fabric. I don't like doing that to the gardens because they often change. But I think now that we have this final bench rock, we'll be able to get everything finished in this garden and we can actually wrap it with fabric and it'll stay that way for a long time. Now that I'm pretty sure I know the way that I want to keep it, I can make it a little bit more permanent. Over here we do have a black tower elderberry. Unfortunately, it did get frosted. We still have some green leaves on it though, so we'll see how it comes back this year. Unfortunately, the main stem that we had last year did die back. I think these might like warmer climates, so I'm not sure if that's going to happen every year. I'm in zone 6A. We have another black elderberry, not a tower variety, just a regular one out front, and it seems to be coming back on the stems. But we got 2 late frosts, so it's really been hard on some of these plants. Even the new sassafras we transplanted over here got its bloom zapped. That's unfortunate too. It had a nice yellow bloom locked and loaded. And we also have a yarrow in here. It has some grass coming up through it, but we still have a yarrow in here that I'm going to prune around. And that's pretty much all we have planted here on this fence edge. I don't think that daisy came back on the corner. But I'm thinking I do have something in the nursery that might work out to frame the bench in on either side. Alright, we got a plan in motion. Let's see what we can do. Pop. Good job, Rufio. we have some white goo inside this hole here. I was thinking it was mycelium growth, and I guess it still might be, but it's a little wet. Is that mycelium growth, or is that just some type of fungus? Huh. I don't know. It's breaking something down. I would think we have some wood chips buried here. Look at that run right there. I don't know what's going on. Oh, you know what? That might actually be an old root that's breaking down. Pop. Like a pokeweed or something. They have a big tuber root, like a big carrot, and that might be breaking down there. Oh, what do we have here? We have some, what is this? We have some vine in this one. We don't want to take that. We don't want to plant that here. All right. I was just wondering what that was in the hole. I thought it might be mycelium growth from the wood chips, but I think that's just a tube breaking down, an old root. All right, we can leave that in the hole. It's not gonna hurt anything. Just gotta expand the hole a little bit to fit this root ball in, and we can get these boxwoods planted. Now that is looking nicer. We got the garden area all cleaned up. I got fabric down and we got some plantings in. I have these 2 Green Mountain boxwoods I dug up out of the nursery. I've had them in the nursery for a few years now, just waiting for the right thing to frame. This one was getting a little bit taller than the other one, so I pruned that top branch off and I think it matches them pretty well. But we're gonna put the bench in between them, and I just needed something else for this corner to finish off the garden, and I wanted something low maintenance. I had a Shasta daisy here before, and I guess it didn't come back, and then I saw that I had this white pampas grass out front, and I hardly ever see it on the fence line by the road, so I figured I could split a chunk of it off and get it going in another garden too. So that'll be a nice low maintenance perennial that'll keep coming back every year. Now I really don't like using this woven fabric here, but I have a roll of it, so I'm gonna use it until it's used up. But no matter what you do, it always starts to fray, and then you have bits and pieces of plastic going everywhere, so I don't really like to use it. You can try and burn the edges, but that's not always convenient. But it should still help keep the weeds down anyhow. I have the fabric in place, so now we can get the rock set for the bench. I got the boxwood centered on the fence with the X's pretty well, and we're just gonna try and center the bench right in between them. Huh, pup. Okay. Getting a nap? Good boy. That'll do. And there it is, Echo Pop. I love it. That is looking gorgeous right there. I've been waiting a few years to get this bench in place. And I had to go up to my brother's this morning to shovel out some calf poo to get it down here. I know, Pup, we're almost done. But we finally got the bench in place and it looks gorgeous here, framed in with the boxwoods. Outside that, we have the white pampas grass now and the black tower elderberry to the left. And I can get these hoses put away now because they were only out here to water the grass on the dam, and you can see it came in beautifully. We're trying to get the gardens cleaned up piece by piece here. It wasn't a big section today, but I think it's looking pretty good. And I'm going to enjoy coming down here to take a seat and enjoy the view of the pond. Let's see how it is. Gorgeous. Got the water flowing. Got the plants on the bank. I watered them this morning, so hopefully they're going to bounce back after that frost we got last night. But this is going to be nice to have some more seating here in the gardens. And I think I might need some more places here in the gardens. I can sit down, slow down, and enjoy things. Now, since we have some natural curves on these rocks, it's not held together perfectly. I just found some small rocks to space the gap there so it's not wiggling. I wasn't originally planning this project today, so I am going to have to pick up some mortar mix to finish this off, get everything solid and glued together. But we got it all in place and I think it's looking good. I'll be picking up some mortar mix here soon because I have a lot of different concrete projects I want to do here in the gardens this year. Because we do need some more structure. Oh, the geyser. Gorgeous. Come here, pup. Let's do an outro. Up, up. Zeet. Zeet. Good boy. Alright guys, that's going to be all for this one. If you want to keep following along with everything going on here in the gardens, make sure to subscribe down below. Hit that like button before you leave and you can see me and Echo on the next one. Thanks for watching. Good boy.